Fortress Australia is no more, with the borders open again. But in Sydney Harbour, it's a slow climb to recovery for one of the city's top tourist attractions.
All right, on three, say cheese. 1, 2, 3.
I'm really happy that tourism is back on. It is really nice to be able to travel. I'm just looking forward to see what the world has to offer to me.
After the global shock of the pandemic, Australia's battered tourism operators are hoping for bright spots ahead for the $60 billion industry.
When the borders shut, it just meant that 80% of the business disappeared overnight.
It's slowly though, with the majority of tourists climbing the Sydney Harbour Bridge still from the domestic market.
We couldn't keep going at this rate for an elongated period of time. But we are starting to see what we can see as the green shoots, and we're really hopeful. But for us, the litmus test really is December and January.
While it's been a fun day out for these sightseers, one of the nationalities missing here today is the Chinese. Before the pandemic, tourists from China were the largest group of visitors to Australia, about 1.5 million every year. But now, even with the borders reopened, that market has evaporated. The British are now the top visitors, while the Chinese stay at home. China's zero COVID approach means citizens face tough restrictions on leaving the country for non-essential travel, leaving a $12 billion black hole in Australia's tourism industry.
They were the ones who spent the most. So essentially they spent something like $8,500 while they were here, and most other travellers would probably be somewhere down at the $4,000 and $5,000. And as for domestic travellers, probably about $1,500 if we're lucky. So you begin to see why the domestic marketplace can't necessarily fill the gap.
今天很高兴啊，那么各位贵宾跟我们一块去这个
Tour operator Jen Sun used to welcome hundreds of Chinese visitors to Sydney every year, but now he's had to switch to local Chinese Australians to make up for the shortfall.
There's no inbound customer from other countries, so that's a big challenge for us. We need to face this challenge. For example, we start the local tour, organize local tour for the local people. For our company, that's the way we survive during the pandemic. We feel a bit nervous or the stress because of the uncertainty of the timing when the Chinese customer will coming back. We welcome all of the Chinese coming back to Australia.
On the Great Barrier Reef, tourists are slowly returning to Cairns, and boat operator Perry Jones is busy again.
Brilliant.
Great.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing.
Thank you very much. I reckon we've seen a 10% increase in internationals. We are hearing the voices. We're hearing voices again, which is amazing. It's brought life back into Cairns. It's given us a reason to get out of bed and to actually do stuff.
During the border closures, Perry took out loans to keep his business afloat. The coming summer will be make or break.
In total, I've had to borrow an extra $850,000 to keep going over these last 2.5 years. So, that's another debt on top of all the other debts I've got. And that got me through the pandemic. Going forward, it's all about bums on seats to actually get money in the pocket. So we really, really need to see a big upturn.
It's been hard going for some visitors to get into the country, with the Home Affairs Department bogged down in a backlog of tourist visa applications since the borders shut. The department says processing times have improved from 20 months to 37 days, but some applicants have been waiting months.
Happy birthday! We love you!
Thank you so much! Thank you!
Queenslander Leonora Luff's relatives in the Philippines applied for tourist visas in January, but they've heard nothing since. She hasn't seen her niece Mariana for years and has never met her 1-year-old nephew.
We want to come here soon.
I would do anything. If they can be here today, I would do anything that I can, for them to be here. It is very important for me because they're like my children. They're my joy. They're my world. every day checking the immigration account. Has it moved? Has it been updated? The stress to the family, the emotional toll and the psychological toll, sometimes it can be unbearable.
The Home Affairs Department would not say when the delays would be cleared, but said applications are assessed on a case-by-case basis.
It is actually damaging our brand not to be able to get those visas out the door as quickly as possible in the most appropriate way.
At this Tourism Expo in Sydney, Australia is on sale to the world. International operators flying in for the first time in years. There's optimism travellers are ready to come back. It'll just take time, and for the rest of the world to open up again.
We have 550 sellers here. We have 550 buyers from 20 countries who are here right now, and that's pretty amazing.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.